First order of business would be the minutes. Minutes from the January 3rd meeting.
Motion to approve as will be corrected. How about that?
Motion to approve by Sam Hutchins.
As what? As it's going to be.
I got a date wrong.
She's going to.
Yeah. So I'll fix it.
Second by Jeff Lear. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Next will be your bills list and your additional bills list and transfers. Questions on any particular bill?
Food mower, that screen for food mower, $3,000.
But the screen is the CPU, central processing, just like a hard drive on a computer. We talked down in court that one day. Yeah, so, but he won't do anything without it.
Oh, yeah. I saw a pump for one of the trucks out at the landfill.
Yeah, high pressure fuel pump,
Yeah.
Let me guess, truck 414,
414.
Yeah. It's a jinx.
the international truck. Not a good engine.
Reload, redo
It was an injector pump for the.
That's part of the
Yeah.
power converter. Yeah.
Redone one, or that's one of.
It's the add-on kit to make it work with the power load system.
Oh, that.
Make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Thank you, Bernard. Bernard has made the motion, second by Jerry Hahn. Any further discussion? All approve, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. I did not say that.
I know you didn't.
I agree with subliminal.
Joe asked some technical questions here, though. We're going to sidetrack our regular agenda and move to a new item on the agenda. Adam Wheatley is here today, and Adam's representing several farm groups, I believe, around the county.
Yes, sir, Judge. I'm actually here with the Nelson County Livestock Improvement Committee, and every year or so we come before you to thank you for the dead livestock removal program. And I've got a check here to present to you to help offset the cost. And of course, this money comes from Nelson County Beef Cattle Association, the Nelson County Farm Bureau, the Nelson County, or the Kentucky Home Pork Producers, the Nelson County Soil Conservation, and the Extension Service. And this program each year picks up about 2,500 animals off our farms, and they're properly disposed of. Before we had this, there was a lot of different things. Some of them just laid there, some of them were drug off sinkholes, and it was an environmentally unfriendly procedure. And this allows the farming community to properly dispose of these animals. If you can imagine a 1,300 pound horse, a 1,400 pound cow, a 2,000 pound bull, they're not as handy as a 3-pound house cat to dispose of in the event of a death. And like I said, there's over 2,500 head of livestock in Nelson County that are taken care of in this program. John sent me that information, and before that, Brad had always sent it, or keeps me kind of updated on that, and we greatly appreciate that. This program is very valuable to the agriculture community, and I have a check here for $10,000.
Wow, thank you.
And like I said,
That's
it's from
what
those
that was
organizations.
last time, wasn't it?
Yep, a little bit.
8,500.
It had been 7,500.
$75.
Yeah, so we appreciate everything that
Thank you
you've
so
done
much.
with this, and it is a very valuable resource for us,
Thanks a lot.
and it would be devastating to lose.
That's just long as the treasurer.
Maybe. Don't count on it. But we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
And it's there for the hobbyists too. You know,
Correct.
You have
Well,
you have a horse or two yourself.
they have, that
2,500
2,500 includes the horses.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and again, a lot of these
And we'll
horses.
get a few of those.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and they do a good job of tracking that, and I know you also submit that information to the state, and I think y'all are still getting the state grant that we helped start. I don't know, I lose track of how long it's been, over 20 years.
It's been a long time.
And it's been a good thing, and it's been a good thing for Nelson County. So
I think so. Thank you so
thumbs
much.
up, we appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, back to the regular agenda. The first item would be the 31E Louisville Road project. In front of me, in front of all of us, is a map showing the Louisville Road project from the about the Harry Hurst Farm and going north. Sadie has asked us to consider taking over a section of that roadway. And in years past, we've been able to do some of that with the state. The completion date for the project will be the end of September 2017. The state's request to take over the section, I'm going to read this in their letter, and I'm not going to read the whole letter. It said, "It is state policy to make sure these roads are in good condition at the completion of the project and to offer them to the county for acceptance into your system." And I'll verify that. What's the condition? It is generally an overlay and resurfacing and striping. So I want the court to review that. I'm not asking for any action today. I would like for everybody to review it with some digestion of the information to make sure it's something that we can handle. Brandon, you come in?
No, just roughly altogether, what we're gonna take into the system will be about 2 miles, when you add it all together. There are no bridges in that section, so it's always a concern for us, so not a bad section. Like I said, we're not getting high growth fields, but that's perfect. It's just a section more back towards town.
It's basically from Harry's farm
To right past Whitney Stables.
Right past Whitney Stables. It's fairly straight overall.
Right. And a few little fingers to be able to attach those roads to it. The only issues, and Jeff, I've mentioned to some of the other guys, is some turnaround stuff, cul-de-sacs, how we want to deal with those issues that I just may have to talk with some state on.
Some address changes.
Yeah, we'll deal with that,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Will that road be renamed, that section?
I suppose so.
High growth field, they're gonna keep just leave the new little.
Yeah, they're basically going to take, what, 523 is the number?
I believe, basically where 523 ties in, it's gonna come over and hit Louisville Road. I don't know if they're gonna rename that section 523 on, or they're just gonna call it Old Louisville Road.
Well, no, here's what I think will happen, and this is our early discussions. 523 or 48 by rail. They can come either way.
48 or 48, isn't it?
48's the road between Fairfield and
48.
48.
48.
No, 48.
48, coming from Fairfield.
Fairfield.
Down.
They were talking about using that,
Okay,
but
but
that's their prerogative, what they
Correct.
wind up doing there. They'll tie it into the rural secondary road program.
Okay.
That's the worst section of the road as far as.
Jeff, you are correct, that section of road that they're wanting to give us needs to be over.
It's terrible.
It's in rough shape.
And the last time they turned over a section, they did a real good job. They did a real good job.
When they took Doc Hill over, they did a good job. Still good.
Now, the road is barely just getting longer and longer.
If you're lucky, you won't have to branch it for 10 years.
But I'll bring back, I want you guys to digest, make sure we're doing, if there's not any questions in the next month or so, bring this back to the court to review. I actually have a resolution, but I'd rather I want to ask some more questions for the highway department.
What happens if you say no?
What happened, for 24 years, I've asked that same question. And relations with the state of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is very, very important. And I'll leave it at that.
You weigh it out. What's overlay?
You don't want to, as the old saying, you do not want to burn any bridges. Literally.
It's got a lot of cracks that they barely.
Cracks they've done, when they,
Those
it's a
few
function
patches.
of money, when they patch it, they patch 2-foot wide section or 3-foot wide section. A lot of that in Perry's farm extends up there, we got patches that wide, it's not good. And I know why they do that, it's money, they just do the section, but
I guess they're planning on doing it all at once, it should have been done by now. Let me ask you this, and you may know too, this little section that you're talking about, why did they go in behind the Whitney Stables? That's a pretty straight stretch of road right through there.
There was at least one or two historical properties, and one was a cemetery. I think that's what it was. Gosh, that's 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, all that planning was going on. But I think the historical properties made it significant.
some big cuts back there, around White Side.
And of course, when you want to drive the new road, you want to already pay attention to it once you get to the point.
And that's another question I want to deal with them, because in that section where they cut over Whiteside, it's in rough shape.
Yeah.
I need to address that section before they finish the project. And maybe they have plans in to do that, we should follow up with them.
Okay, we'll move on then. Next order of business would be notification that the State Career Center, which the county owns the property, we call it the State Office Building, down next to the Road Department building. State has had a press release that they're going to be closing, I believe it was 31 career centers. And their lease to us is they have 30-day notification so they can get out of it anytime. But they've paid their rent through March, so I don't know, we haven't got anything official from the real properties people. State, I guess the county built that building, or renovated that building in the early 90s to accommodate, Bernie, you were probably
Yes, we did.
magistrate at the time, to accommodate the state unemployment office, basically to make sure that the county had a facility within our county, and it's worked out fairly well over the years.
They didn't have a location, it was down the Sutherland building for a while, it was at the old church on 3rd Street or 4th
Yeah.
Street.
Of course, it's grown over the years. It used to be you just went up there and signed up for unemployment.
Right, you were standing down the street a block away.
But
right in there.
as it grew over the years, it become more of a career center, which means you can go in there and they can even vocational rehab and other aspects of the employment services. I understand that they may actually want to try to keep a one-room office here somewhere in the near future, where they have somebody come over once ever so often. I don't know what that would be, and accommodate the local needs, but I have not got that information, to be honest with you. But I will let the court be aware of that as soon as I get that information.
So if
But
they don't open the place here, they have to go.
E-town, yeah, or computer. You'll probably be able to go online,
Okay.
I'd say. But all that will come out as we go forward. You know, it's another thing where maybe the state has started pushing a little bit more back down to the local level. Services that have been normally funded for 30 years or 40 years by the state will be passed down to the local levels to assist somewhere along the line. This will, and I mentioned this to the court earlier, this will not have a negative impact on our budget to amount to anything, because the county, while we maybe made a couple $1,000s a year on the rent, by the time you paid your utilities, janitorial services, insurance, and maintenance, one year to the next, you can make it, or you can make you or break you if you had a breakdown in a heating air unit or whatever it was. So it should not have a negative impact on the budget. Anybody have any questions? Move on then. EMS report?
Nothing to report today.
Okay. Jail report, Dorcas?
Okay, today we have a total of 124 inmates. We have 4 on home incarceration, 32 state inmates. We have 5 that serving weekends. One of these is a state inmate. So we have an in-house total of 115. For December, our controlled intake, we averaged 18 a day. Class Ds, we averaged 23 a day. Nelson County inmates, we averaged 93 a day. So our total average for December was 135 daily. New arrest for December, males, we had 131. Females, we had 56. That was a total of 187. Releases was 26 males, 64 females, so that was a total of 190. Our sentenced inmates out of district court, we have 9. Weekends, we have 4 serving weekends, so that's included in the 9. Waiting for court, we've got 17. Home incarceration, we have 4. Community service out of district, we don't have any serving community service time. Our controlled intake is 20. Class Ds is 12. We have 1 that is serving a weekend for the state. We have 5 that's doing community service. We have 3 on work release, and we have 1 that is serving time in jail for circuit, and we have 1 that's serving drug court. Circuit court waiting to go to court, we have 59, so we have a total of 76 that has not been sentenced. That's all I have to report.
Does somebody have any questions? Recreation report, you have anything, Howard?
Baseball and soccer signs for the spring have started. They open in 1st of January, and I think they go to the end of February.
They go online and do that.
They go online to that. We're working on right now, Lee, to get that up on our website too, so they can go get the links on that.
Landfill, Southwest Report, John?
We're on schedule this week with a holiday Monday, just normal trash pickup this week. Bulk yard pickup, that's gonna start February 27th, that's the last Monday in February. We're doing a little remodeling at the landfill. I just put put a new coat of paint on, cleaned it up a little bit. Tyler's helping out with that, doing a good job. Had a few issues last week with one of our pump stations. One of the electrical panels burned up, but we got it temporarily working. It's a 2-pump system, there's 2 pumps, so we're up to run with 1 pump, but we're getting a quote to get that fixed. So we'll have that in the next week.
What caused it to burn up?
Not for sure. It's I don't know if it'd be lightning or if it's a, what do you think, 20-year-old pump system?
For my time, so I've been here 17 years, so at least 23 to 25 years old.
Wore out.
Now, which pump is it now?
It's the
One
one
the
that
old landfill.
comes out of the old, when we say the old landfill, the city of Barstow.
City of Barstow.
There's a pump station for it, pump station for the fully contained landfill, pumps it up into the lagoons. And there's a pump station behind the office, and then pumps out of the city of Barstow.
Is this thing right behind the office?
No, this one he's talking about is down behind the old city of Barstow.
Oh.
And so, Tom, what we'll need to do is determine what about a window of days, and you can go to the insurance company can actually pull up, see if there's any lightning strikes in that area. If they had this down to a science. I've already been through this too many times, and they'll tell you how many lightning strikes were in the area.
Okay.
If so let you email me that information, and we'll see. Other than that, if it's not that, it's our bad.
Yeah. Other than that, just finishing up quarter on monthly reports for the end of the year. That's it.
Get rope in right on those reports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Brad, you might start growing hair again. Road department report.
All right, Boomore, I think, Burn, we got one more road for you and we're at. Then we're going to District 5. Like I said, we're down for 2 weeks with that computer issue, but we're back up and running. The grade off crew, we got that pipe on Leslie Park Road for you, Keith. We're working on Old Nelsonville Road with some cross trains. Mother Nature's not participating, so we'll have to wait till this rain gets out to finish up there. Try to do some ditching again, it's just tough this time of year. We've actually sent guys out to landfill today to help with whatever they need, hauling rock / metal, getting it out. Metal's actually helping.
I know, I think,
So we're
take a load or two.
we'll take several loads over the next day or two. We did have the one snow event, actually, it was that Thursday after the last court. It was on Thursday and Friday, it wasn't real big. It was really cold. When we left each day, the roads were clear, from my understanding. There's a lot of issues with some state roads that we kept getting calls on.
150 was terrible.
And I have my opinion on what happened there, but I don't know if it's true.
According to Kevin, their brine truck broke down the day before,
He did say.
so they didn't, and it had to go back to E-Town. Well, they didn't get in time to salt, so the next morning it was treacherous. It was bad.
We had a lot of calls on that on High Grove Hill, a lot of calls.
Yes, I'd say so.
So I got a lot of comments that I had to listen to that weren't on roads. Okay.
Welcome to the real world.
Exactly. We actually, you guys may have saw it in the bills list, we had a truck that a turbo went out, is that between your area, Jerry? Your salt truck in your area, so we had to run pickups up in that area.
I seen the pickup,
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were running up there for.
So to give you guys a just general, we used 108 tons of straight salt because we was running extra pickups to try to cover that area. We used about 300 tons of the salt sand mix this event. So we got into our salt pile a little more than typical, but because that truck broke down, we can't run the salt sand in the pickups because it's so heavy. Those trucks can't handle it, and the spreaders won't sling it out. So, but it went fine, from my understanding. We didn't get many calls in.
And thank goodness for rain today instead of
Hey,
snow.
when I was at the landfill, I hated rain, now I hate snow.
It would easily be the white stuff.
What is the inch of rain, is 10 inches of snow? What is that?
It depends on the temperature.
Depends on
And then, yeah, I can tell you, because it was so cold, it was, what little bit of snow we got Thursday evening, every bit of the stuff.
Well, we would have had
It was slick.
50 inches last
We
night.
were getting out of that.
It rained all month long.
Is that all?
That's really it,
Okay.
that we need discussing for.
Okay, under old new business, I want to report that 2 of the doors have been installed at the Sutherland building on the back side of the building. They have the 2 additional doors yet to go. I'm going to go back real briefly here to the unemployment office. What's that?
I'm just gonna say thanks for that.
Oh.
Those doors are really efficient apparently, and they look good.
Good, they look good,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
I noticed one of them felt like it was closing a little bit hard. It hit
In the
that
back?
piece of metal. Yeah.
I don't know how to notice it.
Yeah. I know them boys that did that kind of.
The state office building, there's 3,200 square feet available. The backside of it, we have Nelcasa in one of those offices, and we've got the EMS has got a substation there where they can park and rest in between calls. But otherwise, there's about 3,200 square feet at the state right now. I forgot to mention that to you. Any other questions or?
Is there any plans to do anything with it until you get it
That's the reason, yeah, notification number one, and that's the reason I presented to you guys today to think about the future use of that property. It was basically an old state garage with that heavy 30-some odd gauge, 40 gauge, whatever that was, that metal. And they kind of re-skinned it back in 1991 or 2, and put in the state office for unemployment services. I want to find those papers, but I think they spent about $250,000, $300,000 back in that day. It was a couple $100,000 anyway. Anything else, guys?
Have nothing.
Nothing, you got anything? Anybody have anything? Otherwise, entertain a motion to adjourn. By Bernard, I always look for Bernard. Second by Jeff. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry.